You might have seen here on Breakfast that we've been following the story of 80-year-old Paul Harvey, the former music teacher living with dementia, whose skills on the piano turned him into an internet sensation.
It's been a wonderful story to follow, and using just 4 random notes, Paul created a melody that inspired the BBC Philharmonic to turn it into a full orchestral piece. Now, yesterday, Paul heard that creation come to life for the very first time. Here's Graham Satchell.
There's your 4 notes. Do, 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 do.
It started with just 4 notes. Paul Harvey, who's 80 and has dementia, improvised a tune that went viral online.
Dad is at heart a performer and an entertainer and a musician and a pianist, and when he sits at the piano and either plays a classical piece or one of his own compositions or improvises, it brings him back, and it's vitally important in his life.
After Paul's tune was played on Radio 4's Broadcasting House, the BBC's Philharmonic Orchestra was asked to get involved.
It's a wonderfully nostalgic, romantic piece of music, and the fact that it was improvised as well just makes it more special, really, doesn't it? It really just highlights the power of music, I suppose, doesn't it? And the importance of music to mental health.
Dan has adapted Paul's tune for full orchestra. Individual parts were recorded locked down at home. The final version given its world premiere, again on Broadcasting House.
Everyone involved wanted this moment to be the first airtime of 4 notes, Paul's tune.
Wow. Wow. Fantastic. I was just listening to a wonderful piece of music, and then all of a sudden I say to myself, I wrote that. I wrote that tune.
You wrote it on the spot. You didn't just write it. You improvised that.
I know. Wow. I won't forget that. That was very, very wonderfully special.
And you've got Nick Rennie from the Cutting Crew.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
He's one of my pupils.
Paul Harvey has had a remarkable life. Concert pianist, composer, inspirational teacher. His favourite modern composer and musical hero...
Stephen Sondheim. You know, because he writes the words and music, you know, which is ridiculous. I think it's people shouldn't have that sort of talent, but he has.
So, one final surprise.
Hello, Mr. Harvey. This is Stephen Sondheim, and I just wanted to thank you so much for the compliments you gave me, and also thank you for that lovely tune that you invented, which I can't wait to steal. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much. Wow. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Didn't think there was any more surprises. The great man himself. The great man himself. Wow. Oh, tell him, for him, he can have that tune with pleasure, you know. Anybody else I'd charge for it, but, you know. Wow. Oh, my goodness. Oh, dear. That's wonderful. That is deeply wonderful. Thank you so much for doing that.
Paul's track will be released as a single next week, the money going to two charities, the Alzheimer's Society and Music for Dementia. What do you reckon, Christmas number one?
Oh, my goodness, yes. Whoa. We're going to aim for that. Yeah.
In the video, we could get you dressed up as Father Christmas.
Yeah.
Grow your beard
yes,
a bit longer.
Oh, that's beautiful.
There's
isn't
nothing
it?
like bringing a tear to your eye at 25
What's
past
go- it's
6 in the
only
morning.
6:25.
Oh,
It's
gosh.
ridiculous.
Thank you so much, for Paul, for doing.
But you know what?
Wasn't it?
Because we featured that on Friday as well, with people
Yeah.
saying how inspired they were. And so many people, and 1,000 people have got in contact to say they've been inspired by that, to remember their own teachers who've had a big influence on them.
Yeah.
I'm just reading, Laura says, the influence of an amazing teacher. She said, grab a tissue. Louise, it's amazing to see the impact that people can have on others without actually realising it. And this is one of my favourites. Martin said, awesome. It's just an inspiration, he says, to be the person who makes a difference in someone else's life. And I'm so glad that we're able to share that with Paul today on the programme. That's amazing.
Yep. And I knew he means it. Christmas number one. I can just see him dressed as, all dressed up. That's so sweet, isn't it?
Oh,
Love
lovely.
that.